Alright people, very quick prediction video. Let's just run through the card again. So first contest of the night, Sacrum versus Julio Laguna. Obviously Gyasov's that guy that Eddie Hearn talks about a lot. I've seen a lot of videos of Eddie Hearn talking about this kid. We're talking about an Olympic, what was it, silver medalist, World Championship gold medalist, Asian Games gold medalist as well. So this kid can box a bit, and in his first 4 fights, they put him up against guys that have winning records, which is saying something. Because normally, let's be honest, you normally fight journeyman and just knock him over. But they put him up against decent opposition, and he has done what he's supposed to do. Out of the 4 fights, he's got 3 knockouts, so maybe a bit of power there as well. He takes on this guy that no one really knows about, Julio Laguna. And I was waiting for Matchroom to send this to me for ages. Don't know if you guys can see that. That's the fight card. I got this on Tuesday. I was literally banging down the door of the Matchroom press office and saying, look, what's going on? Who is this Sacrum Gyasov fighting? And they said they don't know yet. So this Julio Laguna guy has literally come on short notice. He's come on short notice. He is unbeaten. He has a record of 14-0. But you guys have got to look into that a bit. When you look at the record and go onto BoxRec, he's been fighting nobodies. He's been fighting nobodies with awful records. This doesn't mean he's not dangerous. He still could be dangerous. When you're from Nicaragua, you can fight, right? So it's going to be a dangerous one, but Gyasov will win that. Probably stop him mid-rounds. Alright, this one's the interesting one. Campbell Kuzmin versus David Price. Now, I did a video yesterday or the day before saying that I fancy David Price in this one just because he's not afraid of Kuzmin. This is not Povetkin. This is not a guy that's ranked in the top 15 or 20. And David Price probably thinks that he's better than Kuzmin, right? And so he's going to have that confidence. I was going to go with David Price until I saw an interview with Derek Chisora on IFL TV, and Derek Chisora said he went to Russia to spar Kuzmin, and after a few rounds he stopped the sparring because he said this guy was almost like the white Evander Holyfield. That's not me saying that. That's what Derek Chisora said, and Derek Chisora said this guy is dangerous. So just based on that and that alone, I'm going to go with Kuzmin. I'm going to go with Kuzmin after maybe surviving a wobble to get rid of David Price rounds 5 to 6, and that's a shame. And if he does do that, I think that could be the end of David Price. If David Price suffers a bad knockout, I think that could be the end. I really do. David Price weighed in at something like 18 stone 12 as well. I mean, it's far too heavy, far too heavy. But I'm going Kuzmin 5 to 6 mid-round stoppage. It is 10 rounds as well, by the way. This is the fight that I think will be fight of the night. Askali versus Okolie. They fight for the British Cruiserweight title. I have not looked at the bookies, but I'm guessing it's kind of even. It's kind of even. I'd probably edge to Askali maybe in the bookies because I think Askali, his recent work has been good. Who did he beat? He beat Stephen Simmons, knocked him out. He was a prospect from Scotland. And he beat Craig Kennedy before that from Wales. Again, Craig Kennedy, unbeaten, by the way, Craig Kennedy. And he stopped him as well, I think, in round 5 or 6 or something. So coming off the back of 2 good knockout wins. Okolie, see, if this fight was straight after the Isaac Chamberlain fight, I would say Okolie is going to get beat. But I was surprised at the way Okolie destroyed Watkins. So that makes me think that we could have a very, very good fight here. Askins only lost to decent opposition as well. Askins lost to Glowacki, who then went on to win a world title. That was his first defeat, I think. No, it wasn't. That was his second defeat. He also lost a majority decision to Oval McKenzie. And I can't remember the kid he lost to again in 2012, who we're going to forget. So the losses aren't bad losses. He's lost to kind of highly respected and highly ranked people. So he'll look at Okolie almost probably the way he looked at Craig Kennedy, an unbeaten guy coming up, not much experience. Let me see if he can handle that. I'm going to go for Okolie. I'm going to go for Okolie. I just feel like that Watkins performance has given him an extreme amount of confidence. He's the fresher, he's the younger, he's the bigger of the two. He's been sparring Anthony Joshua, he's got that confidence, he's been in that camp. So I'm going for Okolie, late stoppage or points. So we're talking 10-11 or points. Luke Campbell versus Ivan Mendy. Obviously, this is a rematch of the fight that happened in 2015 when Ivan Mendy, I think, comfortably beat Luke Campbell. It was a split decision, but I had Ivan Mendy winning that by about 4 or 5 rounds. I really am. Obviously, he was fighting away, so you can understand why it was a split decision. Luke Campbell's first defeat. 2012 Olympian is Luke Campbell. I think Luke Campbell's a fantastic boxer. He's had problems outside the ring, and I think that might have affected him. He's switched trainers a couple of times. I'm shocked, by the way, that he switched trainer. Who was he with before? Was it Rubio? I think it was Jorge Rubio before. And Rubio took him to a split decision loss over Jorge Linares. I don't know what more you want. I'm shocked. I don't think Shane McGuigan could have done anything better. But he's gone to the McGuigan camp. That camp is buzzing at the moment. Obviously, George Groves, good win over Chris Eubank. Josh Taylor doing amazing things. Josh Taylor could be the best 140 pounder in the world. So it's a good camp to go to. It's going to be confident. He's now doesn't have to travel. I think he had to travel before to get training and sparring. Now he doesn't really have to. He's got home comforts. Ivan Mendy is 33 now. Was that a fluke before? I don't think it was. But I think Luke Campbell's on it this time. What I will say about this one, it's unfortunate if you're Ivan Mendy. Ivan Mendy beat Luke Campbell. And remember, that was for the vacant WBC international belt. Ivan Mendy has then won, I think, 6 straight. Hasn't got a world title shot. Luke Campbell lost. I think won 4 straight. Fought Darlis Perez for another WBC. I think it was a silver belt. And then got a Jorge Linares fight. So it's clearly a case of it's not what you know, it's who you know. Because if Ivan Mendy was signed to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, he would have got that world title shot. So he's unfortunate that he's not had the opportunity to fight for a world title yet. But, you know, if he wins this one, he gets that chance, right? But I'm going for a Luke Campbell points. I think Luke Campbell won this on points. Maybe by 2 or 3 rounds. Alright, main event of the evening, Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin. Look, I think Joshua will win, but I don't think this is a walk in the park at all. And I remember saying the same thing when Joshua fought Takam, and everyone was like, Ade, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Well, I kind of do. Povetkin has been ranked in the top 4 or 5 for the last 10 years. He's consistent, he's good. Let's try and forget the PED shit for a second, which is difficult to do, but Povetkin can box. He can fight and box. Understand what I mean by that. Klitschko can box. Povetkin can do a bit of both. And I'm not saying Povetkin's better. What I'm trying to say is that he's not afraid to have a war if you want a war. And he can box as well. Remember, this guy is a 2004 Athens Olympic gold medalist. This guy is a European Championship gold medalist. This guy's a Russian Championship gold medalist. This guy's a World Championship gold medalist. He can box. That amateur record says he can box. He's only lost to 1 man in the ring, and that was the Vladimir Klitschko. So he can fight. He can do a bit of everything. Yes, he's 39, so obviously he's not in the peak of his career anymore, but he's still dangerous for 5 or 6 rounds. And Joshua's not... Look, what it is, I don't think Povetkin's as bad as everyone thinks, and I don't think Joshua's as good as everyone thinks. So I kind of think we're kind of close here. I expect Joshua to win, not without trouble. I expect Povetkin to cause him a lot of trouble. I expect Povetkin to land that famous left hook, land the body shots, and you never know. But I'm going to go for a Joshua knockout late, 9-10, 9-10. But he will have to come through some trouble there. So look, it's not... I know people slated the card. I'm one of those people, but it's not a great pay-per-view card, but we've got some decent fights there. I think Sacrum Gyasov's a talent. I look forward to seeing him. Kuzmin Price could be a good one. Askali and Okolie will be a good one. And so will Luke Campbell Mendy. And then obviously the final one, Joshua Povetkin. There are a couple of swingers on there. We're probably not going to see them. A guy called Chris Congo, unbeaten guy from Bermondsey. He's on the card. And another unbeaten guy called Dana Zacco. From Hammersmith. Is it Zacco or Zaxo? I'm guessing it's Zaxo. It's spelled Z-A-X-O from Hammersmith. So look, we probably won't get to see them. They're swingers. So if any fight does end early, I'm guessing Kuzmin Price, they'll probably come on. But I'm excited. Obviously, you guys know that I'm going to be there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my camera. I don't have a mic, but the sound quality isn't too bad. I'm going to take my camera. I'm going to do a preview-ish show from Wembley Stadium. Inside, fingers crossed, ringside. And then I'm going to try and get someone famous-ish. And when I say that, I mean someone like a Paulie, a Spencer, or Johnny Nelson to do a post-fight wrap-up show. Something a bit different, right? If you watch Ariel Helwani, he does MMA. He kind of does that as well. He does like a post-fight wrap-up show. And I think that would be good from the stadium. But there are my predictions. Leave yours below. Tell me what you think. Peace.